Yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lion's Den. My name is Seth, and we got Big Herm in the building. What's going on, homie?
Man, what's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, bro. I know it seems like it's been a minute, but obviously we've been getting it in. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time watching us here on YouTube, right, I want to say welcome, and this is our new home, all right? This is our new home, so we appreciate all the love and throughout the years and the subscriptions and the comments and everything, but we're making this shift for y'all, right? So if you haven't heard of us, right, the Lion's Den with Seth, we've been around almost 5 years, right, getting it in, all right? The mission is leadership, growth, development with a call to action from the household to out in the community, all right? So that's what we do. Now, there's many different platforms out there, as you already know. However, our responsibility is to give you the real, and it's not just talking about it, we're about it. Damn,
Absolutely.
Did I say about it? Ain't that your people?
Man. You did.
So go ahead. Hey, man, so just introduce yourself to individuals that may not know us on just this platform.
Okay. Hey, my name is Herman, 21-year military vet. And as Seth said, we've been doing this podcast thing for about 5 years now. We focus on professionalism, leadership, and growth with a call to action. Now, the call to action part is very important, right? Because a lot of times people can talk about what they want to do. But on this podcast, we have donated money to people who have been affected by natural disasters. We've donated books, helped people's causes. We really try to put emphasis on community involvement when we do this show, because it's not just about us. So that's a little bit about me, man. I hope to get to know you all a little bit more as we continue on this journey.
Yeah. Absolutely. So y'all, look, what we getting it in, what we talking about today, for real, is leveling up, right? What that looks like and what it takes is not easy, right? Everybody always talk about, it's time to level up, boom, boom, boom. I got to do this and that and that. But do they really, really know what that means and what it takes to do that? Is not easy, right? Because think about it, y'all. There's individuals that as a matter of fact, individuals that you might have grown up with, and you talk about leveling up and everything, and it sounds good until you actually start doing it. They're like, yo, you change, right? I think you change. And no, not necessarily. I just see where I want to go. So I have to do things different. So, Herm, man, what do you think about leveling up and what it takes to actually do that?
Well, I think when we talk about leveling up and people saying you change, that's a good thing.
Mm.
Because if I'm staying the same, how am I going to level up? You know what I mean? In order for me to reach the next level, I have to change something about what I've been doing in order to achieve that goal, right? But if people are telling me, "Hey, man, you change," man, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm on the right path of what I'm trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't get nowhere. You can't achieve something if you keep doing the same thing, keep being the same you. And that's why it's hard for folks.
Yeah.
Because that discomfort, what I mean? That discomfort of, you're uncomfortable, man. Like, man, I'm about to try something new here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got this good routine going right over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm steady rolling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to add something new to the mix, or drop something to add something to the mix. Now I don't know if I can do it.
See, no, I like that. No, that makes sense. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about that and how do you cultivate the right positive relationships with individuals to help you to level up. Now, the reason why I think that this is positive, and not just positive, powerful, is because sometimes those individuals that truly want to help you level up don't look like you, or they don't think like you, hopefully, right? Because the way you got to where you are right now was a certain mindset. So it's going to take a different mindset and to surround yourself with individuals that think differently than you. Now, Herm, what do you think? How easy do you think it is for individuals to surround themselves with individuals that don't look or even think like them?
Man, here's the thing. It's not easy because now it's a level of vulnerability to folks that don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You about to jump into a whole nother pool of folks.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it also depends on the kind of person you are. You know what I mean? They got them folks that are super extroverted, you know what I mean, and feel comfortable in any situations. But I feel like even for them, it's still draining to be like, man, I got to sell myself, or I've got to try to network with these people that I really don't relate to, or you think you don't relate to because they don't look like you.
There you go.
Lo and behold, you find out y'all got more in common than you really knew.
Yeah.
Y'all are trying to achieve the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So I think people need to stop worrying about who looks like them. You know what I mean? And focus more on who's trying to achieve the same things as them and who can help them get to where they need to be.
Absolutely, because the ultimate goal is the outcome, right? And the
Right.
result. So those individuals that you're communicating with, or different individuals, look at what they have done, right? Is that in line with where you're going? And being able to be confident in, hey, this is what I want to do. I appreciate what you have done. Let's chit chat. And you know what it is for me, being I would say I'm more extroverted than introverted. It's not as easy. However, I focus on the responsibility that I have, right? If I say there's something that I want to do, I'm not going to let individuals be in my way to stop that. So
Right.
I got to bite the bullet, say, I got to go say hi to this person. However, right, because it's a level of just being uncomfortable, the initial part. But after that, I would see more times out of not, those individuals are actually interested in talking about what they do.
Absolutely.
And helping you along and say, hey, look, I'm gonna be doing this next week. Let's go. You're like, yo, wait a minute. So this whole time, it could have been years. You've been doing the same thing over and over. But as soon as you change your paradigm a little bit and open up just a tad bit to someone different that can expeditiously,
Right.
scale whatever you're trying to do.
And also when you're trying to find, and then on the flip side, we talked about dealing with people that don't look like you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the flip side of that, hey, I'm about to look for a diverse group of people, right? So you put a mixed bag of folks in the room thinking that this is a diverse group of people because everybody's different in some kind of way physically. But all those fools think the same way. You know what I'm saying? So now did you really get a diverse group? Are you really iron sharpening iron in there? You know what I'm saying? Because diversity is more than what you see.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What's more important is the people to be diverse inside the mind. You know what I mean? You got to have a diverse mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I may not agree with you, but there's a lot of things that you said that I can take and use.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's what it is when you're working with true diversity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what leads to growth.
That's right. No,
you know what I mean? You got to be uncomfortable, man. I'm talking to this person. I don't agree with them on a lot of things, but I'm listening to them with an open mind because diversity is important to me.
That's right. That's right.
And diversity is how I'm going to grow.
And you're right. And that's the deal. If it's important to you, right? However, ladies and gentlemen, as we're talking about leveling up takes steps.
Right.
And not the same steps. You understand this? When you're taking the same steps over and over again, you're not leveling up because you're going to plateau. Now, what happens when you hit a certain margin and you want to level up? That means you have to change something. Right. You have to change something. So your mindset is the first thing with it that you have to agree with yourself. Say, all right, look, I've been doing something for the last 20 years. And this is what I have. If I want more, what am I willing to do? Right. And really stay positive. That's another thing, too. When we talk about the mindset, you have to stay positive instead of saying what will go wrong. You don't know because you ain't tried. What you think will go wrong because you see it on social media, on TV. That's stupid. Understand majority of that is scripted or have filters on it. You dig what I'm saying? So after you get out of that, say, all right, I'm going to try one thing for this week. I'm going to try something different this week. I'm going to be uncomfortable, right? Because the deal is growth. Like we said earlier, there's a level of a comfortability in growth. You think about it, growing pains, right? Even building muscles, they have to tear, right? So what happens is if you can understand and believe that you have everything that you need, right, to be successful, that's one thing because it's in your pocket. But what tools do you apply to create those things that you have? You see, it's hard. It's hard because those tools may not be everything that you may have received in, let's say, the military, right? So me and Herm, we retired, right? After 21 years, a lot of information, a lot of experiences, seeing a lot of different people. But is that it?
No, man. We in a whole new world now.
Whole new world. So now what does that mean to you though, Herm? Being in a whole new world, right? Now with civilians. Can you believe it?
Well, check it.
It's hard to even imagine saying it, right? After 20-something years, civilians. Now, what does that mean to you?
So this is a perfect example of growth. You know what I'm saying? Because again, after 21 years of being in a system that we are familiar with, right? It raised us from kids to grown men. We've been in this system, you know what I mean? We knew the rank structure, the customs and courtesies, and how the military operates, regs and regulations, and how we operate.
Right.
All that stops pretty much at a snap. Hey, you win. Now you're retired. Yeah. Now I'm in a whole new world that I you know what I'm saying, I never had to operate in before. You know what I mean? Now I'm in the civilian sector where I could use some of the things that you know what I'm saying, that I learned in the military as far as leadership and stuff like that. But procedures and, you know what I'm saying, how they follow procedures, how they operate, everything is different. Yes. And so now I have to change in order to grow into my new role as a civilian. You know what I mean? Because what I'm doing in the military, I can't bring that whole military mindset over to the civilian world because it's not going to work.
Oh no, no,
You
hell
know
no.
what I mean?
It push people away.
So I gotta change. Well, yeah, they ain't gonna deal with you. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna deal with all that. So I had to change. You know what I mean? So I had to find out. Okay, I had to take a step back and look at how these civilians operate. You know what I'm saying? How they operate in the structure and make my little changes and tweaks in order to fit what they needed.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and in turn, I grow myself as a better professional.
That's right. And you know what? I'm glad you said that too, because transitioning out of any career field, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, or any stage of life, you have to realize that you're not done, meaning you're not done learning, right? And there's always something else to learn. However, you're not starting off at ground zero. Like we said, it's levels to this. So when you start one thing, that's one level. And then when you operate or, do whatever you have to do to get to the next level, it's higher. However, you can take those talent, skills, and abilities to the next thing that you're doing. Don't completely wash it away, but you have to use it and you have to balance it. I would say it's more like harmony, right? Because if we've been doing something for X amount of years and then you go into a new situation, fill it out, right? Fill it out, see what you can apply, see what you can't, and then be honest. Say, hey, this is what I do know. This is what I don't know. And so many times I believe, or I even see that when individuals are in a certain situation, they feel as though they're done.
Right.
Like I've reached the pinnacle of my life. So now everything that I have learned, I'm ready for this next level. And you're crazy for not giving it to me. Think about it, right? So it's like, hey, I've done everything I needed to do and I'm here, but I'm ready for this next one. But I have a closed mindset. There's nothing else I need to know because I know it all.
Yeah. Well, they don't even realize what talents they achieve, man. My daughter, right? My daughter, first job, Little Caesars, right?
Okay.
And so, I was talking to my daughter about her work and all that stuff. She tells me she works the cashier, you know what I'm saying, takes DoorDash orders and do this stuff. And then she knows how to do landing and all that stuff. I was like, hey, I want you to understand that you have now acquired a skill set. You know what I mean? Like, don't take for granted what you're doing in there. You know what I'm saying? To be able to answer the phone and take those orders, provide customer service, be able to operate that register the way you do, be able to operate DoorDash and all the other, you know what I'm saying, driver delivery services the way you do, the way you're able to operate the back of the house, that's skill set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like anything that you do out there, you're learning something.
That's right.
That's my daughter's first job. She just thinks she's just there. So I had to put that in her head, like, no, this is not a waste. You learning how to make money, but at the same time, you learning how to operate and how to work, you know what I'm saying, how to operate within a business.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that stuff is important. And for anybody that's out there listening, it don't matter if you're a janitor, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you're doing. That's a skill set that you're learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might think, man, I'm just a janitor. But guess what? If you really wanted to, you could start your own cleaning business, cleaning business and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the same thing you're doing as a janitor, you could say, you know what? Let me create a website and offer my services to work for myself and start cleaning these corporations.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And make the money for myself because you learned the skill set of being how to clean what businesses is looking for and how to keep a business clean right there on the job.
That's right. That's right. Quality control, all that. You get what I'm saying? So now let's transition to this. Once you do change and you level up, how do you interact with those individuals that chose not to, but they're still quote unquote friends of yours? And what type of advice would you give individuals? Like, for example, me, there's certain things as far as standards that have changed over, I would say, over the last year or two. Okay. Some individuals, you're right, individuals that I connect with, they understand and they're, and I wouldn't say changing with me, but they understand, the direction and they don't take it personal. Now, there are some people that feel as though, no, you're doing this, or I'm just not rocking with it like that. Now, you can't change anybody, right? But now, for those individuals that's going through their own transition and dealing with the passive aggressiveness of family, friends, or even coworkers as you're trying to, level up, what do you think they should do, or what would you advise that they would do to help them navigate that and not take it so personal?
Man, for me, I gotta understand everything is not for everybody, right? They actually have a right to feel how they feel. You know what I mean? Like they gotta, if that's how you feel about it and stuff like that, I can respect that. But now I know, what I'm saying, where we stand in this relationship. I'm not mad.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you knew me in a certain way and I was your friend or whatever I was to you when I was that certain way. Right.
Right.
And you just really not jiving with the way that I'm moving now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? One thing though, I advise it. So if that happens, you know what I'm saying, I gotta understand that, I'm not gonna take it personal. You know what I mean? Because my journey is about me and what I'm trying to do for my family, right?
Right.
So I'm not gonna take it personal. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? This part of our relationship, you know what I'm saying, just either adjusts or ends.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Depends on who it is. You know what I mean? Either adjust or it ends.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I can't make compromises on who I'm going to be, and you ain't gonna make compromises on who you want as a friend. And I'm fine with that, man. You know what I mean? Cool. But one thing I gotta, you know what I'm saying, like somebody real close to me dealing with is when you have that like a jealous friend though. You
What
know
you
what I mean? Like a jealous friend, like they act like they're your friend, right?
mean?
But they're actually so jealous of you, you know what I'm saying, that they try to make you feel a certain way about you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to bring negativity to me,
Right.
like if you just ain't jiving with what I'm doing, that's cool. But if you trying to bring negativity to me,
Right.
like or try to make me feel like I'm some sort of way, then I really got to excommunicate with you. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm not out here trying to harm nobody. I'm not trying to harm you. But for some reason, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, you take it that way. But how would you deal with it?
You know what, man? It's funny you bring this up. Well, shit, it's funny. This the whole conversation, right? Because
Mhm.
um, it's hard, right? It's hard because you have to find a way to create a boundary from certain, energies, and also too to prevent yourself from getting hurt. Because to your point, you could be doing something and you have all the intentions, right? The right intentions, and something may not fall right or whatever, or that individual may not feel right about it. But how do I protect myself, or how do I deal with it? Man, I really have to first have a level of self reflection to make sure, right? Did I do whatever it was, right, on purpose? Or am I, no kidding, giving off this vibe that I'm above someone? You get what I'm saying? To the point where, look, I'm doing this and I don't see you no more. You get what I'm saying? Or I'm giving off this vibe like I'm like an untouchable.
Yeah,
And if that's not the case, then right, to your point, it's going to be all right. Look, I can't compromise where I'm going, because it goes back to the responsibility, and I lean on that. So if I say, look, I have a responsibility to be a servant leader, right? And a leader builds other leaders, right? You don't build individuals comfortability in you, right? I'm not here to make you feel better about me. I'm here to help you to develop you, right? So, if or as that happens, it's like, okay, cool, this isn't my assignment, if that makes sense, or this person is not my person, right? To actually jive with. Not saying that I hate them or just, hope ill will of them or anything like that. It's just okay. Man, it's a moment that is past. It's unfortunate, but that's a part of life. And I think, excuse me, more and more that this happens, I'm starting to truly understand that it's necessary. It's part of the whole ecosystem of leveling up.
yeah.
You know. Now, have you dealt with that personally, and how did you deal with it?
Have I dealt with people that yeah, actually, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just recently, you know what I mean? Like one, you know what I'm saying? It's just that we came up together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But life took us in different paths. And a lot of times you still hang on to, you know what I'm saying, that you came up together. Mm-hmm. Right? Not thinking about the person that you are now and the person that they are now. Man, we were best friends as kids, right? You know what I'm saying, as teenagers or whatever. But circumstances led him to one way, you know what I'm saying? Circumstances lead me another way, right? And so when you start taking shots at, like, you know, taking shots at, like, say, like the military or whatever, right? So I'm thinking, you know, what's that all about? You know what I mean? Like, what's this all about? And I realize it's no hate, man. It's just that we not the same like we were. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie to you, it hurts and it bothers you. You know what I mean? But it's like, man, okay. You know what I mean? Like, what we had when we was kids is what we had when we was kids. But it don't really translate to what we got right now. You know what I mean? And don't wish you no ill will. You don't wish me no ill will. Just gotta move on.
Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we're talking about leveling up, we're really going through the ups and downs, if you will. It's funny, right? Leveling up, it's not all ups. It's really not, because you're dealing with things. You're going through a transition emotionally, mentally, physically sometimes, right? Because you are putting yourself in situations that you would not have always been in order to be in a position that you want to go in.
So check this out.
What up?
So we're talking about leveling it up and all that, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody that's thinking about, okay, you know what I'm saying, I want to change my status in life and I want to achieve to the next level. Mm-hmm. What is the first thing that person needs to understand? The first thing that they need to do?
That person would need to do, I'm putting on the coach hat, right? The first thing they would need to do is to understand where they currently are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't go forward or eating right or left if you don't know where you are right now, and having a transparent level of self-awareness to say, hey, this is it. This is where I am. And then this is where I want to go. All right. So check it out. We got Swan on here. Mac, he says, it's one of the hardest things ever when you come to realize that one of your day ones won't go, right? Won't go the full journey with you. Not everyone can go with you to the top. Absolutely. But yeah, man, going back to that, I would really have to look at it and say, damn, well, ask them, do you know where you are right now? Can you really take, and here's another thing too. A person has to be able to hold themselves accountable for any part of life that has caused them to be where they are. You did. Oh yeah,
bing button that.
Did it? You have to be accountable first and say, you know what? I know what I haven't done. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what I said I will do, I know what I did not do. You get what I'm saying? Now, what do you think?
Man, I think that echo everything you just said, right?
Yeah.
First and foremost, I think you got to do that. And then the next thing I think you need to do is figure out where you're trying to go.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then when you figuring out where you're trying to go, you got to do something that my guy Seth is a master at doing, is getting a book and start jotting stuff down. You know what I mean? Start putting your plan down, right? And stop being scared of your plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be scared of your plan, because you're going to write some stuff down, right? You're going to write down, this is what I want to achieve, and this is what it's going to take to achieve, right? And keep jotting down stuff like, okay, I did this, it ended up this way, I'm going to try it this way. Mm-hmm. Journal out what that's going to look like, you know what I mean? And put down all your trials and tribulations in that.
That's right.
Sometimes people's plans could seem too big. We're going to talk about if something is unachievable, right? Somebody came to me with something, you know what I'm saying, that was, to me, was so huge, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, that's not really in my position to do. I'm trying to link you up with the people to get you there. But I don't know if you know what I'm saying, because you talking, and I love the way that she was thinking, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like she wanted to get big celebrities down here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, to Clarksville?
Yeah,
right. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, how are we doing this? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think when you have those big ideas, right? Big ideas, before you break it to somebody, like that you try to solicit for help, right?
Mhm.
Like if I say, man, you know what, I'm gonna get Kevin Hart and The Rock down here to come talking to Cleveland.
Right.
That's what I want to come do. The Cleveland is the community center that I work in, right there. I said, I'm gonna get The Rock and Kevin Hart to come down and talk. And I tell somebody that's my plan, that's what I want to do, and I want them to help me, right?
Right.
If I told you that, I'm like, okay, it sounds good, right?
Right.
Like, but how the hell are you gonna do that?
Right.
So my advice is like after you journaling down everything you're doing, and if you feel like your plan is super big and it's going to require people's help, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want these people buy-in, you know, the plan might not be too big. I mean, it might be too big for them at first. But if you got a plan planned out and it says, here's how I'm going to do it, and this is how I specifically need you to help.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just made it smaller. Now you made it more manageable.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm, you know, now I know my part, my role, and how we're gonna get the Rock and Kevin Hart here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Now I know, because right now, you know, it sounds like you just spitting into the sky. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's get realistic, but you know what I'm saying? Everything could be realistic if you have a good plan to it.
That's right. And you know what? Hey, and I'm gonna throw this out here, man. Our conversation. And I think it's important, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, me and Herm talk probably every day, somehow, some way, right?
Man.
Listen, all right. He was just calling to just, you know, do his normal check or whatnot. That's all it was. And then I was on one, y'all. I was ready. I'm talking about what we're going to do here for the Lions Den, and I got it mapped out. Pow, pow. I'm like, yo, bro, Dan, you know what else we can do? We can do pow, 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 because this is going to go this way. This is going to follow this. He was like, hey, bro, listen. He was like, man, listen, I'm outside the gym and I'm looking at this spot over here. I don't know if I want to go in the gym and get some biscuits. So you giving me all this. He was like, look, he was like, this sounds beautiful. However, I'm not ready yet.
Man.
Bro,
he was on the phone for 30 minutes.
Bro.
Well, let me correct that.
Go ahead.
You was on the phone for 30 minutes. I was there for the first 5.
Right. And that was another thing, y'all. Listen, check this out. What I didn't know, since I was in my head and saw everything, he was like, man, what is this dude talking about? He's like, you know what? I wonder what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And I'm just going, I'm like, yo, bro, this gonna make some sense. And then every once in a while, he said, okay, yeah, I hear that. And then he finally said, okay, look, boom. We need to set a special time. All right. Let me get everything I need so then we can jot it down. So 2 things is happening in this conversation that he's articulating. When you are building and you're building a team, give your team enough capacity, okay, to, you know, to be a part of that big picture. That's number 1, right? And then number 2, make sure that they, to what he was saying, they're a part of it so that they can see where they fit in, right? Because me and Matt, we've been knowing each other so much and so long that I was just going, and I'm thinking now he's thinking like me. But see, I was up a couple of hours prior to us being on the phone already, like, yo, yeah.
And you know what I was doing?
What?
I was sitting here arguing with Beyonce fans about her country songs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in the mindset to be doing all this stuff.
No, he over there. And then when he called me, he wanted to talk about this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's little to me. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And I'm just, man. So, yeah. So as we level up, right? Don't forget about your support, your true support. And I really do mean that, because you got individuals that say that they will support you or whatever the case is, but it's being able to really care for those individuals that want to care for you. You have to be able to realize they need certain things too. It ain't all about the big picture. It's like, okay, bring it down and say, hey, look, where you at? What's your schedule looking like? You see what I'm saying? So we can kind of do this, and then break it down. Because talking about bringing a Rock and everybody, you know, to whatever city, you have to be able to reverse engineer it. You know what you want your result to look like, but then bring it back. What type of steps? What type of sponsorships? How do you need to already be perceived out in the public eye in order to bring that type of notoriety to you, so it'd be easy, so people say, oh man, y'all doing that? Oh man, look, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that know Kevin Hart.
It don't sound too crazy now.
See, hey, because it didn't sound crazy. Everybody that we've had on the show, it was by virtue of either wit, will, or connections, right? Meaning we had some level of strategy, or we just said, look, I'm about to reach out to this person, see what happens. Or I know somebody that knows somebody and see what happens and see if it falls through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So now we're still on this journey, right?
Yeah.
We're still on this journey. The person, and you know what I'm saying, they thought about where they want to go, you know what I'm saying, and they mapped it out. Now they're running into the problems. You know what I mean? Now they starting to get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, shit, this is really not working out the way I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What do you say to that person? You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I'm ready to give this up. You know what I mean? Because it's not really this real estate exam that then kicked my ass twice. Now I don't want to do it no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you say to that person that hit that stump in the road and be like, when should they, hold on, even better question. When should they look at maybe pivoting from that, you know what I'm saying, their plan, or keep going forward? When do you know when you might need to pivot?
So I like that question. And so I'm looking for something right now, man. So something that my coach has told me, and I'm sticking with this, and it's a little long. It's a process. All right. So it's your vision leads to strategy. Your strategy leads to focus. Okay. Your focus leads to clarity, and your clarity leads to tactics, right? And then your tactics leads to effective communication and action. Then that leads to intentionality. Then when you have that intentionality, it leads to outcomes and results. Here's the deal. When you don't receive the results that you want, you go back. Okay? You go back at, like, you keep your vision. You may have to go back to the strategy. Okay? Your strategy may be good, but then you may have to, look at your tactics. So the strategy is good, but you went the wrong, you use a different medium. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I would encourage individuals to do, right? So do you need to scrap everything? No. Don't scrap everything, but just look and see what didn't work and then pivot from that. So Max said, in other words, when does the 45-year-old needs to give up on his rap career?
Hey, I'm gonna go back to The Rock, right?
All right, go ahead.
So The Rock,
good example.
Yeah, so The Rock knew that he was going to go to the NFL. He played at the University of Miami, right? And he just knew that he was going to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Tried, you know what I'm saying, didn't get a workout, went to the CFL, got cut from that, but still felt like NFL was his dream, was his calling.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually he had to pivot. You know what I'm saying? It's like the NFL is not going to work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not in the cards. And he went on to become a professional wrestler, and you guys know the story after that. So there's going to come a time where you have to pivot. You know what I mean? There's going to come a time where what you thought you was going to end up doing really ain't in the cards for you, that it wasn't really meant for you. I just wonder, how do you know when that hits, you know what I'm saying, when it's okay to pivot?
That's a good question. That's a good question even for our audience, right? Now, what about you? When do you know? Right? Because you think about it. And man, as much as we be on the phone every other day, you ready to do something different. See? Look, you ready to do something different.
Woo!
Right? Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. They say the average individual after they transition out the military have about 3 to 4 different jobs until they land the right one. Communicating with this nut, I think he had at least 5 and
no.
6 and 8. And 6 possible. Okay, so I mean, for real, like you know what, bro? I'm about to go be a firefighter. You know, if you get this, I'm like, wait, what? When? As of today? Like, you're not even like, man. You know what, man? You ever been to the moon? I want to go to the moon. You know, I want to be an astronaut. Let's just do that. Like, yo. So, but no, to that question, what about you? Because even though you talk about it, right, but I think you found your, your jive, right?
Yeah.
But as you was looking in different spaces, when did you realize that, okay, look, this isn't it?
Okay, for me, like, all right, so the first thing I did when I first got out, when I first retired, I went to corrections, right?
Mhm.
I went and worked in jail. My thoughts were help the inmates or whatever. And it didn't fit with who I am as a person. You know what I mean? That's no knock on corrections. I actually, enjoy doing the job. You know what I mean? It's just my coworkers I didn't enjoy that much. And then I went to another job. I worked in the cafeterias. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be the assistant superintendent, but that turned into something else. And that was breaking my back a little bit. And I really didn't feel fulfilled. Like, man, am I really utilizing my talents to the best of my ability? Right. But see, the difference is neither one of those was really goals for me. You know what I mean? Like your goal. Now I'm in the community center now. You know what I'm saying? And it is fulfilling because I do give back to the community, right? You know, but it's would I say that it was a goal for me to become a community center manager? I didn't never think about that when I
Right,
retired. You know
right.
what I mean? So it's like, would it be different if you when you set a goal like, you know what, I'm gonna set out to do this. Say I wanted to be the mayor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the mayor for Clarksville.
Hmm.
Now I lay out the plan. I didn't get elected the first time or second time. When is it okay to stop trying? You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah. No, no, no. You're right. You're right. And then I think too, it goes back to your point. I think, ladies, what we do, what we should be, what we should be able to do is to tap into our core beliefs as far as our morals and direction. What I mean by that is yours is essentially helping individuals, right, in the community or just helping and leading, period. And if you think about it, that has no title. Just like you said, a person can be a janitor, right, getting it in, and then they can own their own business. And you know what? That might have been a desire of theirs to own an own business, but sometimes our small mindset, we feel as though we can't achieve what we truly want to do in that capacity, and it's false. So I think that in order to grow and to do the things that you truly want to do, your mindset have to be open to seeing not only the possibilities but the real results of it.
Right.
Think about it, because thinking about the whole totality of what it means to be a mayor. You are a figurehead, if you will, and you have constituents. However, it's so many layers to the community. Now, you may be too far removed from where your heart truly is, right? From where your heart truly is. Like, you're dealing with different policies and procedures and everything, and rubbing elbows with certain people, boo, boo, boo. And that might be a stark difference than what you thought it was going to be. Then you say, all right, wait. Or you're trying, you don't get it. Then you take a step back and say, all right, what is it? What's the bottom line? What do I
Right.
truly want to do? And then put that
Right.
in one sentence, and then start to see what that looks like. And then again, it goes back to agreeing with yourself. Say, no, this really fulfills me and I'm good.
Yeah. I think a lot of times people don't take the time to sit back and get to know themselves for real. You know what I mean?
Damn.
They just living to the next day. Like, man, I'm gonna just live to the next day. I'm making money, but you don't even know what you don't really know what you truly want.
That's right.
I think I'm a victim of that. You know what I mean? Damn, man, I'm about to have a breakthrough moment here.
Yeah.
You
You
know
ain't know
what
this was an intervention, right? This is
I
for
mean?
you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like you sit back, it's like, what is it that you truly want?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel good doing the work that you're doing and stuff like that, but is that what you truly want? What is it that you truly want? Have you got to know yourself to understand what makes yourself tick, or are you just in go mode like a
So
robot?
and I think that sometimes, even in your case, and I could be wrong, but this is what I think. I think that what we do is we don't necessarily we can't identify, excuse me, not identify, we can't define what we want, but we know what it feels like. Okay.
Right.
There may not be a quote unquote job for what you want. However, does that mean that you cannot do it? For example, here I am. I said that I want to be a servant leader. That means servitude, giving, right? Giving what? My talent, skills, and abilities. That means where? Wherever. You see what I'm saying? There is no resume for doing that.
Yeah.
There isn't a job that says, hey, Seth, come on, we want you to do whatever you can do, wherever you want to do it at, and then hopefully get paid handsomely, right, for that. So that means part of one of an affirmation that I tell myself is I am open to limitless opportunities and possibilities, right? That's in line with who I am. So that means if I'm truly open to it, check this out. If I'm truly open to it, that means I'm not putting it in a box to a title. See?
So that's your daily affirmation?
Yeah.
See, that's why you know what my daily affirmation is. I'm not going to get that milkshake today.
See,
you know what I mean? See, I need to stop this and get here. You know what I mean? I drove past it though. It worked.
Oh, it's
I
Sonic.
almost stopped, man. Peanut butter blast. I was like, Lord, it's been a minute.
But that's look, you got to look, whatever affirmation.
I need to say both.
Look, but for real, right? Because the deal is, I realize that I know what makes me feel alive. That's the deal. Working, and I'm gonna be completely honest, even though I did it for 21 years and probably before that, and even after that, having a 9-to-5 does not make Seth happy. Okay. Right. I know that about me. However, what makes me happy is being able to do the things that I love to do within that 9-to-5.
Right.
See? So that is something that can help individuals to level up. Because, ladies and gentlemen, leveling up does not necessarily mean monetarily. It doesn't necessarily mean items and what's in your garage right now. How do you level up your spirit, right? Your mindset and your surroundings by doing what it is that you need to do based off of what you innately want to do. And honestly, when you're able to do that, that's true freedom.
Truly is.
That job that you have that may give you 6-7 figures, that's not freedom. Now, it can afford opportunities. You get what I'm saying? But true freedom is being able to say, hey, this is what I want to do, and I'm doing it. Some individuals, ladies and gentlemen, do what they can. Some individuals do what they must, but other individuals do what they want to do. Those are 3 different categories of people. So I ask you to ask yourself, which category are you in and why?
I'm in the do what I want to do category.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, the job I have is a good job, but it's not nothing I must do. You know what I mean? I can leave it and still be fine, right? You know what I mean? But I do it because it's a job that I enjoy doing.
See?
And it does serve a purpose to where, it says something to when, like we put on a Black History Month celebration event.
Mm-hmm.
About 200 people showed up to that thing.
How was it? So it was dope?
Yeah, man. Shots out. I don't know if he's listening, but like Mr. Evans, Mr. Harold Evans, and Miss Kathleen Evans, pillars of the community, man. They just put on a great show. You know what I'm saying? So that's the category I'm in. I'm in the category I do, you know what I'm saying? I do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're right. You know what I mean? Being a servant leader is one of those things that that's what I enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel fulfillment at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
and so now, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to conclude this, understanding that leveling up, that is a level as well, meaning you just may have to do what you must in order to do what you want, right? So you may have to have those uncomfortable conversations with individuals that you don't necessarily, commune with. Or you may have to bite the bullet and read a little bit, right? Even as
Mhm.
Herm. Herm, what was the last book you read?
I'm reading one right now, actually.
Which one? Don't say a menu, please don't.
No, that's Eric Thomas's book.
Oh, which one? Bet on You or what is it? Oh, you?
UOU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Got
what I'm
that.
reading now. And then
Got
after that one, I'm gonna read Kobe Bryant's book.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
try to call me out, man.
No,
You know
look,
what I
you was gonna say it if I didn't. Shut up.
mean?
But no. So real talk. So it's like doing the things that you have to do in order to do what you want to do. That's truly leveling up, believe it or not. And what happens is when people start to see you doing those different things, now they're starting to, they do one or two things. They're either shy away or they'll lean in.
Right.
Think about it. They'll lean in. And when when you're going in the right direction, when the conversations around you change. All right. More conversations of a different level of caliber change. And your
Yeah.
circle will change. Well, what you think about that, bro?
I think and add to it when people start bringing that when they start trusting you with opportunity.
What you
You know
mean?
what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? When they see that you're trying to achieve something, right? And the person is already in that field,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And they realize, oh man, I could work with this person.
Mhm.
Oh, it's going to be a win-win for them too. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? But they were like, yeah, I could slide this over to them. They can get it done. We all get paid.
See?
That type deal. You know what I mean? Or I could get them put in this position. You know what I mean? I know they're going to succeed over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got this job that's opening up. This person would be a great fit for that.
See?
You know what I mean? Because
Hey.
based off of how you operate and how I see you doing, man, you should apply for this job over here. I'm gonna make a call for you.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Every once in a while, you get a good one in there. You get a good one in there. But no, that makes a lot of sense because think about it, though, ladies and gentlemen. That's another level of leveling up. When you can do for other individuals, think about it. When you can open up doors for other people and being able to walk through other doors because of your time, your commitment on wanting to level up, those individuals will. And I want to shout out to everybody that's in my circle: Dr. Williams, Duncan, Portia, you, just a good circle of individuals that have a different mindset. Now, I love all my friends and family. Keep that in mind. However, we have to be able to compartmentalize certain individuals. No hard feelings. It's nothing like that. However, I've never had a doctor in my family. Think about it, right? I've never had an individual that was a professor in my family growing up.
Right.
So as I'm still growing, right? Growing older, right? But I'm up, right? But I'm done that part. But as I'm growing mentally and trying to level up, what type of individuals should I surround myself with? Then when they see your talent, skills, and abilities and your ambition of wanting to level up, they say, hey, look, here's an opportunity. And then this is what they do. Take it or leave it. It's okay. Because I see what you're doing, right? I see what you're doing. So my responsibility, then it goes back to us when we're leveling up. Our responsibility is to do the same thing for someone that we see
Absolutely
trying to level up.
Absolutely, man. You hit that right. You hit that right on the head, and that's how it should go. You should always be reaching back, just as somebody reached back for you. You know what I mean? One thing I've told my daughter, you know what I mean, as she's taking on employment and all that, I said every time you step out the building, you know what I mean, you are on an interview, believe it or not, because you never know who's looking at you.
That's right.
Who's watching your customer service skills, who's watching your dress and appearance. And you know what I'm saying, watching how you handle, you never know what opportunity you just sold a pizza to. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you're out there, that, you know what I'm saying, that somebody's always watching.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you can have a bad day or whatever, you know what I mean? But understand that bad day might have jacked the possibility up for you, opportunity up for you. You know what I mean? You are always, anytime you step outside, you are on an interview. with somebody. You just don't even know it. You know what I mean? So just be cognizant of that when you out and about.
Man. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I hope individuals can understand the weight of that. I used to have, still do to a degree, but I used to have this aura about myself. It was just more intense of what you don't know me already. I've already done A, B, C, and D. Not that is not the, and I'm being honest, that is not the best way to move in life as you're trying to level up. The way I've seen that you should, right? Just a suggestion, as you are doing whatever it is that you're doing, everybody is a new opportunity, like you said. And so you want to give them the best, that first version, right? The best foot forward. Give it your all, or don't do it at all. Give it your all, or don't do it at all. You see, but don't half-ass with it, or have a disposition like, this all I got to do. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? I've done enough, right? Like look at my trophies on the wall. But if you look at your trophies on the wall, they say 99, right?
Yeah.
Or they, you know what I'm saying? Or they say 2005. Yo, we going into 2025. So let's be real. So that got you these trophies, or that trophy is not going to necessarily give you this new one. And you never know the opportunity that may come with that pizza, right? Or that
Absolutely.
smile, or that presentation, right? So like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, gave a presentation at the Air Force Base for African American history. Did it, boom, loved it, all right? But then it afforded another opportunity to be a narrator for a whole nother event. You get what I'm saying? Just because, best foot forward, because you never know who's in a room. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we're going to do that. And that's how we're going to circle that around. You never know who's in the room. What you think about that, bro?
I live by that. You know what I mean? I believe who you are, you know what I'm saying? When people get a conversation with you, is the best way to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Like a real conversation. You know what I mean? So always put your general best foot forward. You know what I mean? Because you never know what it could lead to. But before we wrap up, I do got to give a shout out to my wife, man. She achieved the honor today because, again, it's based on you never know who's watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since my wife became the very first director for mental health court here in Clarksville, Tennessee, our church decided to honor her with a community award for Black History Month. Now, out of everybody in the community,
hold on, gotta give her flowers, bro. Yeah.
Now, the church only honored 4 people for this award, right? And it wasn't even 4 church members. You know, it was people throughout the community that they deemed was worthy of, you know what I'm saying, bestowing an honor to like that. Because again, you know, you never know who is watching you and what you're doing. You know, you live in your day-to-day life. So, you know, for us, that was a big thing. We were very proud of her and what she was able to do. You know, much love to my baby.
Oh man, that's what's up. Congratulations, man. And congratulations to both of y'all, right? To the whole family, because it's a testament of, you know, everyone, when one succeed, everyone else does. And that's another thing, y'all. Think about that. Think about, as you leveling up, don't forget about your legacy. Don't forget about your legacy. That's the key. It's not about you no more. That's the crazy part. It ain't even about us no more. Like, it stopped being about us years ago. It's about your legacy. So we're gonna leave that with y'all, right? The things that it takes to level up, if you truly want to do that, right? You want to make sure you're focused on your mindset, of course, right? That's one of the main things. Cultivate that positive relationship. And also, don't forget, you want to have a level of active listening. Understand your emotional intelligence and what that means by that, being self-aware, right? Creating healthy boundaries, okay? Not everybody should be able to cross those things, right? Create goals, right? Set those right goals. And last but not least, give gratitude. All right. Be thankful for where you are and what you're doing and what you're able to do, because you can't, if you're not appreciative of where you are right now, what do you think you're going to do with the next thing? You want to appreciate that. And then your focus will be off, like what Herm was talking about earlier. Are you just going, or are you enjoying? Think about that. Think about that. So look, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is us here at the Lion's Den. This is the new home. If you haven't done so, hit the subscription button. All right. Make sure you follow us, connect, and everything. We got a lot of things going in the future, right? But this is the place to be, in the Lion's Den. We'll holler at you. All right. One.